Hello and welcome, Exiles. Today I want to talk to you about what's getting me excited to play Endless Delve, and that's Relic of the Cycle. This bow was basically not used at all last Endless Delve, and there is a very important, distinct difference that I didn't really pick up on right away. Today we were doing some theory crafting on stream, and somebody pointed out that they changed Relic of the Cycle. I'll give you a look at what it used to say. It used to say, because this is in POB, this is the old version, projectiles return to you from the final target. That means the only scenario where the projectile shoots back is the scenario where it hits an enemy, specifically like an enemy mob, and it doesn't have anything left to do in terms of pierce, chain, fork, any of that. So the scenario where this happens, if you're doing a projectile build, is you haven't invested into pierce, or you invested into one pierce and you hit through an enemy and hits another enemy and then goes back through and hits the enemy twice. This is like usually what we would do back when Vengeance Cascade worked well with Hydrosphere. This is a way we would play the build to get double hits, double the damage. But what the important distinction here with this bow is it says return to you at the end of flight. Now, assuming end of flight counts when you hit a wall, this bow could potentially mean, if you're using a projectile skill, for me, it's most likely going to be a spell, most likely going to be Ice Spear. It will result in basically you hitting the enemy twice or doubling your damage, essentially, because if it returns at the end of the flight, you can get a double hit on the way back. Because you can get double hits from return, it is a mechanic that allows for that. This was proven with Vengeance Cascade back when Hydrosphere, you could double hit off Hydrosphere for two hits. I did this with my Int Stacker. It was fantastic, and it makes this one bow actually quite strong for just a weapon to use, because it's basically doubling your damage. And for me, this personally makes me want to do something like Ice Spear with Deadeye and just have projectiles just going everywhere. Having basically the projectiles shoot, have a 30% chance to chain. If it chains off the wall, then it'll come back, it'll hit the other wall, and then return from that to go back again. And you mix this in with Sniper's Mark on a rare or whatever, and it's just going to be projectiles everywhere. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it has me excited to play this basically Delve event, because it's a unique thing that I wouldn't get access to build around in the main game, because these uniques don't exist in the main game. And I think it's part of the fun of the Delve event is you get these cool random little uniques. They're not overpowered, but some of them are kind of build enabling, or they have unique things about them, like this bow, and it makes me excited to play the Delve event. So I just wanted to make this video because maybe it'll get you excited to play with the bow, because you can maybe build around having projectiles that you shoot out and come back and hit enemies twice. I think it could be a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a Deadeye, which basically, I just yoinked Mathel's old Ice Spear Deadeye from like, I don't know, 9 months ago from a few leagues back. I basically just yoinked it, changed a few things, got rid of some jewel sockets, because I'm planning on not being able to get good jewels in Delve. It's just my theory that it won't happen. It won't be worth the jewel sockets, stuff like that. But this is the tray I ended up with. I'll have basically a PUB in the description below if you're curious to try it. But my plan is, if it works like I think it is, that if hitting a wall counts as the end of flight for a projectile and then it'll shoot back out, this will be a lot of fun to build around. Basically, I'm going to log in. If I shoot an arrow at a wall and the arrow doesn't come back, then I know, okay, they may have changed the wording, but it still functions the same, at which point, okay, it's dead and it's not that cool. But if I shoot the arrow at the wall, hits the wall, and it shoots back, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to build this character. So if you want to play something around this, I'd recommend theorycrafting a backup build in case you log in and it doesn't actually work. Like, I think it probably is going to work based on the wording. Just be prepared for that possibility. But needless to say, I think it could be really fun to build around this item specifically. Out of all the uniques, it had the most significant change, and it's honestly, this can be an endgame weapon if it's basically doubling your damage. This is actually pretty powerful. So, as always, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Take care, Exiles.